Welcome to Marsha's Plate, a Black trans-inclusive feminist podcast. A place where we know that not everybody is invited to the cookout. And we also know that every single day is a brand new day, and we have the power to make a difference today. So let's do this.
It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to turn it all around again. It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to start over again. Tuesday, when the sun rises, you can start over again. A new day, you can make it better than yesterday. It's a new day, it's a new day, new day. There's a way you can turn it around. Trust me, there's a way out. There's more time. Just don't give up. When the sun rises on a new day, you got another chance. Yeah, 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 yeah. A new day, you got another chance.
If you want to join the conversation, you can hashtag Marsha's Plate. You can follow us on most social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. Just search for Marsha's Plate, MARSHASPLATE. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's going on, honey? How you feeling today, girl?
I feel amazing. A new month has started. We are in August, the beginning of. Do you consider August the first day of fall? Well, the first, not the first day of fall, the first month of fall.
I don't know. I think September is technically considered
September?
the first month is fall because fall technically comes after Labor Day, right?
What is technically the first day of fall?
The autumnal equinox marks the official first day of fall, occurring annually on September 22nd or 23 in the Northern Hemisphere. In 2026, it falls on September 22nd.
Okay. So, yeah, I thought it was like that 20-something because in spring, it's like March the 21st, 22nd. It's basically Aries. So
yeah, September, and that sounds about right because, yeah, of course, my birthday would bring in the fall months. My birthday would bring in the ice. Would bring in the icy seasons. Would blow, the wind would blow the heat away.
see, August, I don't know. For me, August always felt like it didn't feel like the end of summer. July felt like summer. Summer felt like May, June, July, and August, August, September, October felt like fall. November, December, January felt like, and a little bit of February, but it felt like winter to me. Anything November, December, January. So I felt like October, September, August was fall for me. So the alt-right girls, well, do I want to call them the alt-right girls? I'm going to call them the trad wife because you might not be alt-right if you a trad wife. I don't know.
When you say trad wife, because you know I'm not super familiar with the term. When you say trad wife, it makes me think Little House on the Prairie. Am I in the right area?
Oh, you in the right area, honey.
Okay.
It's giving Little House on the Prairie. It's the girls who be in the milkmaid outfits. They got 1 million kids. They, honey, cook biscuits from scratch. They are conservative. The trad wife, going back to the homely, take care of your house. The woman is the woman is the queen of her castle, and she takes care of her man. She sits home and take care of kids and cooks and cleans. And you know, the right-wing people, they love that. They want you to do that. They think that their husband should vote for them. That's what a trad wife is. It's the conservative kind of like ideal of a woman. Trad wife, traditional wife, trad wife.
It's given no shade. It's given slave. Like I was riding with you. I was riding with you when we was talking about, you know, if you're a homemaker, great. You're a homemaker kinds of girl. You're a homemaker kinds of guy. I'm rooting for you. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being a homemaker. I don't think there's nothing wrong with cooking from scratch. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being Amish. But when you talking about my husband motherfucking voting for me, like, oh, you want your husband has your rights, bitch. Like your property of your husband. Like, girl, even if y'all gonna vote the same, why the fuck can't you vote for yourself, bitch?
Because one family, one unit. They believe one family, one unit, and so it ain't a bunch of votes in this house. It's the head of the household is voting for the unit. That's what
Well,
they said. That's their
well,
like.
honey, I'm grateful. I want the right wing to keep on motherfucking thinking that because that eliminates half their motherfucking votes. Bitch, y'all go ahead. Keep letting your husband vote for you, bitch, honey. You trust and believe us liberals, we're going to look out for your freedom to be a trad wife. But we're going to look out for our freedom to do other shit outside the house, bitch.
Yes, absolutely. And and I feel like that is what feminism about. Despite what the men are love to claim, feminism is about the choice to be able to do what you want to do. And if you're choosing to be a trad wife, you're choosing to be a homemaker, you're choosing and you have the freedom to oscillate in and out of that role. That is what feminism is about. If you want to make that choice, that is absolutely okay. So, but what is not okay is you being a motherfucking hypocrite. What is not okay is you trying to piss on our ear and call it rain like Nara Smith is doing. So Nara Smith is one of the, she come up, the content creator, she come up and become viral because she is a, trad wife. So her content, she used to hashtag trad wife. Her voice is when she's doing her content is this what is the sweet pray love voice where it's all soft and and
The Jackson family voice.
the Jackson
The
family
Jackson
voice.
family voice. Where everybody has to talk like this to be acceptable Negroes on camera.
So she's cooking from scratch. Maybe the one of the very first videos that I saw her, she said, "My son wanted to have a Capri Sun, and so I'm gonna make it from scratch." And so she pulled out this big bouquet of fruits and vegetables and start
And
making.
started chopping up a whole motherfucking pineapple. Diamond, you try to be cute. This bitch pulled out a whole motherfucking pineapple, poking her fingers in every goddamn thing. This bitch chop up a damn pineapple. Talk about a Capri Sun. Bitch, if you don't buy them that aluminum foil packet, bitches, shut the hell up.
Yes. And so she went on a podcast recently and tried to claim that she doesn't understand why people think that she is a trad wife. This bitch had the nerve to say that what kind of trad wives are in Scaparelli?
Ones who have rich husbands who can afford Scaparelli, bitch. I'm confused. What the hell does designers have to do with you not being a slave?
And making it seem like the trad wives are exempt to capitalistic desires. That fucking dude, remember recently in that documentary, the dude who claimed he's a prophet, in the LDS community, their prophet went to prison. And so the new dude, and he told them that y'all not supposed to be having sex at all until I'm free. And so the dude said, okay, well, the Lord told me that I'm the new prophet and I can start fucking again. So he started getting the other dudes to follow him. And anyway, it's a whole documentary on that. But in the process of him getting the other dudes to follow him as the new prophet, he started convincing them to give him his money, their money. And first thing he started doing was buying Bentleys and buying high end fashion shit. Them motherfuckers like high fashion too. they like
I would,
they like
I would
capitalistic
hope.
markers.
I would hope that they would usually be the motherfuckers with the coin if they're right wing because you're voting for the enrichment of rich people when you're voting Republican. When you're voting right wing in this country, you're voting for capitalism, bitch. So I hope you got a coin. I hope you're not a broke bitch voting for capitalism, bitch.
Well, there's plenty of those. We know, in the
Uh-huh. They
rural
call white
area.
supremacists, honey, crackers, bitch, honey, confused, bamboozled, bitch.
So I just find it interesting that she thinks we are so dumb that we don't see right through her trying to rebrand now that MAGA and the shit is not lucrative no more. She wants to get access to fancier things and fancier brands, and being associated with the far, far, far right is losing its luster. And so people are switching up. What do you feel about that?
Honey, I don't feel sorry for none of them bitches. I don't feel sorry for none of the bitches, the niggas, the crackers, they mammies, grandmammies, grandpappies. I don't feel sorry for Jim Crow, Russell Crowe, honey, the Crow. I don't feel sorry for none of them Trump support and MAGA motherfuckers. I don't feel, and you're not going to convince me any way, shape, or form because I'm a person who has discernment and common motherfucking sense. You're not going to convince me that you being MAGA at any point wasn't a racist agenda. And I don't even want to hear shit about financial security and taxes. I don't want to hear that because that in itself is bigotry if you're willing to put money over other people's rights. So I'm yeah, no. I don't feel tell Nara to shut her narrow ass up. Tell her to go take her Betty Boop Bob back somewhere. Like, no, nobody's falling for it. I want you bitches to go back in the kitchen and keep letting y'all husbands vote for y'all. We did. Why is y'all coming out and speak now? Y'all husband. Oh, I know what it is. The husbands want them to speak, Diamond. The husbands then sent these hoes out here to talk to try and save the family brands and shit, honey. But I don't feel sorry for none of them. See, y'all don't like listening to smart Negroes because y'all always trying to down the voices of the smart Negro. A
Mhm.
lot of y'all still don't believe that Negroes can be smart. But we be warning you motherfuckers, honey. And
And
then light-skinned
also,
bitches like her think that they white adjacent enough to be exempt. No, bitch, you still a nigga.
and the thing about that I totally agree, and I feel like what happens, they love the right wing security of a malevolent patriarch. They love to sit in that. Um, I'm the damsel. I'm the queen. I'm the chastity. I'm that. I'm that. They love to sit in that until they realize that they don't have a good quote unquote patriarch. They got the negative one. And when they get the ones that's beating their ass, when they get the ones that is controlling them, when they get the ones that are super, super bad, then they want to turn around and use the system that the feminist has grown, the tools that the feminist has, fought for to fight against them. When they want to get these niggas money, when they cheat on them, when they want to get, you know what I'm saying?
Baby, that sounds like the history of white women in America.
Right, especially with affirmative action. So they okay with sitting over there, but when it's time for them to get theirs and throw everybody else under the bus, they don't mind using whatever tool that we have fought for their own gain. And I think that this is what's happening now is we're seeing the mask come off. You bitches don't want to be trad white for real, for real. Who you want to you girl, get the fuck out of here.
And no shade, Diamond. I think with us being millennials and we knowing public representation and we knowing what public figures look like and how what they stood for and all of those things. And now in today's social media culture, I think people like you and I are still adjusting, still wrapping our heads around, maybe even our whole society is still wrapping our head around the idea that there are literally people out here that's doing shit just for clicks and views. Like, clearly, all of these bitches ain't no servant wives, honey. Half of y'all know white women have a high propensity to be beating on their men and shit, honey. Y'all. They do, honey. You know how they do that. They be killing them men, putting hits out on them and every motherfucking thing, bitch. So we know that y'all ain't really no goddamn trad wives, but that's a new factor now. Because clicks and views is money, and being infamous is money now. Like versus when we was growing up, if you was infamous, you was blackballed. Nobody gave a fuck about you. Nobody was giving you an opportunity to be in front of no camera. Nothing. Now everybody got their own fucking cameras, and as long as you're entertaining, even if you're a trash ass person, people will still tune in.
Hey man, and we'll talk about that in a few. But but let us know what y'all think about this Nara Smith rebrand. Let us know what y'all think about people, even people like a Candace Owens, people like a Marjorie Taylor Greene, people like them. They're kind of like switching up. They're going against Israel. They're going against Trump. They really trying to make it seem like they didn't get us in this fucking swamp sewage of a situation and make it seem like we gonna forget. The North remembers, bitch. We know who was his soldiers.
Huh?
Let
And
us let us know what y'all think. Hashtag Marsha's Blade.
hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
Oh my God, I want to thank all of our new patrons this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, 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 yay. So not only are you helping to sustain this particular podcast, I also donate to other podcasts. I donate to other organizations. I have my finger on the pulse of the community, and I know a lot of grassroots organizations that are doing great work out here. So you're not only helping to sustain us, you're helping to sustain other people in a community, because I put my money where my mouth is. That's just the kind of bitch I am. Community as fuck. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you. And if you have not become a patron, why have you not? You can donate as low as $1 a month. It doesn't matter. Anything helps. Please. Do I have to play Sarah McLachlan and show you puppies? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to resort to what the white people do to get you to give them money?
Anyway, the link is in the bottom. Back to the show. Speaking of doing shit for clicks and views.
Ooh, girl, honey, I've been recently accused of doing shit for clicks and views, honey.
I mean, this is
Mm.
our job. This is
Yeah.
our job. Now we can have now like me, I think I choose things not I don't always choose things because clicks and views. Choose things because they're interesting to me. But a part of us entertaining you is picking topics that are entertaining. And so sometimes it's hot in the street about a topic, and so we talking about hot in the street. And I feel like as long as we're telling the truth, then it shouldn't be no issue.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. That's honestly what I was going to say. I think it's a difference in you having a public persona, or adjusting your personality, adjusting who you are, adjusting your thoughts and beliefs to for clicks and views. I think is bullshit. But you choosing topics based on what your audience wants to see and hear, I think that only makes sense.
So I don't know how I'm gonna segue into this, so I'm not gonna act like it. But um, there is a theme in a couple of issues that I've seen in pop culture this week that talks about being. I keep seeing in the comment sections and hearing people's take, and there is this idea of a mean girl. So a mean girl, we know the classic movie with Lindsay Lohan and Regina George and da da da, where and we all grew up with the mean girls in our high school, or we might even been those girls. And even when we get into um, the ballroom, I didn't get into ballroom, but if you get into ballroom or you get into the gay culture, you get into whatever clique you follow yourself into, there's going to be some people in that circle of people that are the mean people of
Oh
that
yeah.
circle.
Yeah,
Everybody.
whether it's ballroom, whether it's the drag scene, whether it's the club
Yeah.
scene, whether it's the activism scene. Yeah.
Activism scene, there's some mean girls in the situation because guess what? Hurt people hurt people.
Baby, and it's no shade, honey, but transgender women are some of the most hurt human beings on this planet right now.
Amen. 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 So the three incidents that I heard this mean girl concept come into play. One is like a professional entertainment setting, one is a inner community setting, and one is I guess that's entertainment too. So these are people who are we know either internet or in the entertainment field. And so I want to bring these subjects up and ask your opinion about Mean Girls because the consensus is kind of hypocritical to me. So let me explain. So La Roche is on the new season of Project Runway. Anybody who knows La Roche is the stylist of the stars. His clients are the It Girls, Zendaya, Celine, Ryan Destiny, Ariana Grande. Like he is the new. I actually feel like he is. We know what a stylist is, and we have seen stylists before and they've been very impactful, but to me this is one of the most impactful stylists ever, or new iteration of it. I feel
I
like
agree. I agree with the new iteration, and you know that he markets himself as not just a stylist but an image
image
artist.
architect, yeah, so he trademarked that. I think we haven't. I don't know if I don't know. I haven't seen somebody with this kind of brand in a while. Especially like a stylist that's like a muse and then kind of doing it on this level of pop culture that him and Zendaya is doing.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a whole personality and he's a whole look on himself. I think we're used to our stylists being easy to blend in the background, but he stands out just as much as the stars that he walks the red carpet with.
Right. And people are looking at what he has on. People are looking at asking him what putting the mic in his face too to see his opinion about various things. And so even him winning awards and that kind of stuff. So this has made him a personality, a media personality that people like to hear and like to see from. So we'll see him doing rounds on podcasts. We'll see him as guests different on different things. And so he has been added to the lineup of judges on Project Runway, which I think is an amazing addition. And so this week he had a critique, and sometimes he is the Simon Cowell of, if we remember how American Idol was. Sometimes he is the Simon Cowell of Project Runway, where what he says is a critique, but it also is a read. It's said in a way that is not sugarcoated and messy and shady and da 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 da. And so this week he did something to he says he did a critique of the one of the contestants, and what he said was really really mean. And the contestant was like, I can accept criticism, but if you're just being mean, that's when it gets shady to me. And so a lot of people actually agreed with the contestant. Now me, when I'm watching it, I think this is their job. Their job is to also be entertaining. This is a show that we're watching. So their job is to be entertaining. Now I know it can come out harsh because this is your creation, this is your art, but their job is to be entertaining too. And so sometimes what I'll say, or any of them say, is a kiki. I hear Tyra say, because Tyra's a new judge too. Tyra, Nina, Law, and Heidi, and I hear each one of them say something funny and say sometimes it's like, ooh,
But that's where that's where a lot of people like you and I who are in front of the camera lose translation with people who are only familiar with being consumers and being spectators. Like we know that we have to be entertained to a certain extent. We know that there are certain aspects of our personality that people gravitate to that we're going to highlight on camera. You know, we but I think a lot of audience members and spectators tend to forget that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I hope I didn't make you lose your
Yeah, and
thought.
I don't know if I think it does give me a certain bias, what you're pointing to. It does give me a certain bias, but I don't think I think I thought like this even before. I remember, you remember before the internet, what we see now as the internet. Um, uh, the social media clicks and getting paid for stuff wasn't around when American Idol first came out. And but in when American Idol, I was like, oh, this is why we watch this. Why this is like blowing up as a thing is we get to see the cringy non-singing people sing. That's like, oh, they suck. And then we see the people who are really great. It's like, oh my gosh, he just blew us away. But we also see Randy saying, nah, dog, it's a no for me. Nah, dog, and da da da. And Paula trying to be the nice one, and and
Looking like her pill kicking in.
that, and then Simon Cowell said, oh, you suck. Oh, that was the most hideous
Oh,
thing.
that's rubbish. I don't ever sing in your life again.
Yes. So that was the thing about it that made it entertaining. You knew he was going to give that. And so even then when I didn't have a platform like I do now, I did feel like, "Oh, this is the entertainment. This is what you come to the show for. You know this is what you're going to get. So you need to have a tough skin." Same thing I think about fashion. You wouldn't tell a model, even though we may think it's wrong because of fat phobia and da 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 da. If a fucking designer said, "Oh, you too big. I need you to be a size da 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 da. You too big, girl. You big." Da, da. Even though we won't consider it big, we know how that problematic that can be. We know how anorexic da 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 da. We would tell them, "This is the industry, bitch." And that's the same thing I would tell you, sweetie. If this shit is ugly and didn't move nobody, a motherfucker gonna say this shit is ugly, and it is. And you gotta have a tough skin and accept rejection. And you can't expect everybody to be nice to you. So that's one incident. The other incident is Dominique versus Dominique Morgan versus Lena Bloom. So
Girl, I talked about that last week, girl.
So I talked about it alive, and I talked about it from the sense of what's more important, beauty or brains. That was my last live on Friday. And but I want to talk about it in the sense of I also see in the comments, I didn't comment on either one of those videos because I was like, oh, I don't want to get involved in none of this and make my opinion or anything. I'd be like, girl, this is messy. But in the comments, I was reading through them, and a lot of people were talking about how each one of them, Dominique and Lena, y'all are mean girls. Like y'all trying to call each other mean girls, or people are in the comments saying, we know you for being a mean girl. Dominique, we know you from reading people. And we know, Lena, you have a horrible, one of the reasons why your career in ballroom didn't go as it could have been.
No, her mainstream career didn't go no fucking where. The career in ballroom went further than it should have got with that nasty ass attitude. But the mainstream career ain't make it past Sports Illustrated because of that nasty ass attitude.
So that was the consensus. I see a lot of people saying that your attitude, your mean girl spirit, doesn't translate all the time in your professional setting. So da 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 da. But I felt like, okay, so that's one. And then the last one, these are the examples in pop culture recently that I've seen. The last one is Tamar versus Candy. So y'all remember, in essence, Tamar tried to come up and shake Candy's hand, and they caught it on camera where Candy was like, "Girl, I'm not shaking your hand." She rolled her eyes and da 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 da. And then Candy recently had released an episode where she's like, "Y'all don't understand." Yeah, on Speak On It. Y'all don't understand that this bitch do shady ass shit behind the scenes that I don't even talk about, and so I'm gonna talk about it. This is what's going on. So she revealed that Candy was like trying to that Tamar was trying to be weird at a fucking party, at a private party. She also revealed that Tamar was telling her, trying to claim that Todd was gay and she needs to come over to the prep circus and all this kind of weird ass shit. So I hear people calling for Tamar to be, because Tamar is a representative for Gilead for prep. And so I hear people calling for her to be lose that job to not she don't represent and she want to be homophobic
She
and
should never the fuck got it. I told Gilead that.
I feel like I don't feel like she should lose that job. I feel like I feel like we need cis black women to
You're right.
get on prep to get on
You're
prep, and I
right.
don't think that this
If we
petty
were
shit.
in the I'm sure if they heard my rant, they were in the boardroom like, no, she need to shut the hell up. Had I been in the boardroom and you made that statement, I would have did my Homer Simpson and went in the bush.
So but one of the things Candy was talking about was they always make me out to be a mean girl, like I'm just mean to Tamar. When if anybody is a mean girl, I'm not saying I'm not perfect, but if anybody is a mean girl, she started talking to me. And as a watcher of these two celebrities, I'm like, I would say Tamar is a mean girl before I would say Candy was a mean girl. I'm not saying that Candy don't read, but it feels like to me Tamar is the one
It's
that's
no,
always in
it's
messy shit.
it's no shade. Candy is illiterate compared to the way Tamar read, bitch. It's no shade. The Tamar, honey, if Tamar and Candy was libraries, competing libraries, Candy library would be shut down. Tamar reads like one of us. Tamar reads like a femme queen or a faggot or something.
Sometimes.
Tamar,
Yeah, but I feel you.
she based her whole personality around gay stereotype.
Yes, absolutely, which is ironic. So all of these scenarios, the La Roach, the Lena, Dominique, Tamar, and Candy, they all talk about Mean Girls, and I feel like everybody act like they don't like Mean Girls, but I don't believe that's fucking true. We love Mean Girls. Y'all celebrate Mean Girls. Even when y'all y'all in the comments of Lena video talking about it's just your delivery seems kind of shady. Bitch, she from ballroom. That's what shady do. She's reading. She tell you, bitch, look at this motherfucking mug. Just like Dominique, bitch. You over there ain't successful, bitch, in reading her about your GoFundMe. We like all that messy ass bullshit. Why are we acting like we don't celebrate Mean Girls? Look at Nene Leakes. Look at we still fucking posting the read of a fucking one of the top memorable reads from Phaedra talking about Kenya and getting the $10 pizza. She don't know who her baby
Don't
daddy is
forget,
gonna be.
don't forget one of the nicest known black women in the motherfucking industry, Selena Johnson. We still brings up that Nikki Gilbert motherfucking
Knock
read.
knees,
Need.
SpongeBob. Right.
Girl, now the reason I had brought up my experience when we started talking about this topic is because the girls, I always try and speak from my experience. And the girls are starting to call me a mean girl now. They might have been calling me a fucking mean girl, but I'm starting to hear it now. And I'm coming to a point where it's like I'm not fighting it anymore, bitch. If you're gonna label me a mean girl, honey, then that's what I'll be. I will be that in your story. And I'm getting comfortable in it. And you're right. For me, there are some mean girls I like and there's some that I don't. You know, um, if you just reading a bitch, like you just how we be online reading each other, but still at the end of the day will still look out for each other if it was necessary. Dominique reading her GoFundMe, but still donating money to it. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit to me is like entertainment mean girl. Is big person. I don't even know if I consider it mean girl. I consider it strong personality. Like I feel like as long as they're balanced, I can appreciate a mean girl when there's balance, when there is some good that comes out of this person. If I'm only ever getting mean from you, I'm never getting no sign of heart or humanity or nothing like that, then yeah, I'm probably gonna tune out at some point. But if there's balance, like if you are like any other person, and your big, bold personality, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. I could deal with that because in a lot of the mean girl situations that you just named, like in some cases I would take a play. I mean, in some of those cases I would take a side, and in some cases I wouldn't. Like with Dominique and Lena, of course, I take Dominique's side, not just because she's my sister, but like you said, their whole reason was brain versus beauty. And for me, I'm always going to be a brains over beauty girl. I'm always going to land on that side of the fence because, bitch, honey, beauty fades, honey, but intellect changes the world. Um, and with Tamar and Kanzi, I'm on Candy's side. I'm on Candy's side, but Tamar is somebody, if y'all don't know, Tamar, my cousin Tamar done had me blocked for a while because I've been told y'all that my good cousin is a messy, sad. She's a messy, crazy, sad bitch. But no, live for Tamar. I'm always going to be tuned into Tamar because she's entertaining. Like, yeah, you the type of bitch that I never want to spend no time around. You the type of bitch that I'm glad that I'm blocked because I don't want you to be reading me. But I'm gonna kiki when you read everybody else. And even with Tamar, I could still see some good there, but I just feel like with Tamar, for example, the bad outweighs the good.
Mm.
If that makes sense. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I feel so. I don't consider just reading somebody mean girl. What I consider mean girl is somebody bothering somebody that didn't bother them. If you just on the internet poking fun, reading and being shady to people who you have no connection to, you putting up videos of a girl with a bad body and then you reading her and you don't even know her like that. When you're bullying people who didn't do anything to you, I consider that mean girl. But just we two bitches that don't like each other and we're reading, I consider that just a fucking read session, bitch. We just reading. I don't consider that mean girl, baby. You said something, I said something. Yo, this and we going back and forth. That's what it is. Or these two bitches historically don't like each other. And so we're saying stuff. I don't consider that mean girl. We bitches that don't like each other, so we're reading. That's just what it is. I'm gonna shade her every motherfucking time because we don't like each other. You feel what I'm saying? I don't consider that to be mean girl. I consider mean girl is un is un there's no foundation for it. Like you unfounded. You haven't there's nobody this person hadn't done anything to you and then boom, you bullying them and using your platform against them or saying something or lying or just trying to stir up shit that shouldn't be stirred up. I think that that is mean girl. It's the messy, it's the Regina George. This girl ain't did shit to you and you're trying to bully her and use your people to bully her. I think that that's mean girl. I don't think what Dominique or Lena is doing is mean girl. Now, now people are saying that if you had an experience with her in your own personal engagement, I think that's different. She could have been a mean girl to you, but I don't think what she did to Dominique is a mean girl, and I don't think what Dominique is doing to her is a mean girl. I think, honey, there was some tea about one of them of Lena blocking and some shade behind the scenes, and it bubbled up, and so they read each other. That's what it is. And so I think that Tamar is a messy girl that likes attention, and Candy is a girl who is a part of the zeitgeist of the Real Housewife and da 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 da. So and they're reality TV stars. And so they're going to have some beef and blah, 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 blah. I think that that's normal. But if if you ain't doing nothing, if somebody's not doing nothing to you and you bringing them heat, I think that that is mean girl. I don't think just reading is mean girl. So that's the only thing. And we love a bitch who can read. I think that that's what I mean. I think we love I don't think that the when people go too far, when people hit the jugular, when people read to that level where it's like, ooh, when you talk about what Shamia is talking about your mama fucking my daddy or whatever Shamia said about, but when we get the tea, when we get whatever that is, we like that. It's like, oh, you feel
Shamir.
it.
What,
Yeah.
what K. Michelle say? Shamir.
Yeah, or when you get a good one, when K. Michelle called motherfucking Tamar a Muppet. That was a motherfucking key because that bitch did look like a Muppet. That is what I'm talking about. Like it when we know we know how Tamar reads and we know how motherfucking K. Michelle reads. She is we know when we love to see that battle of two reading bitches. And it's not necessarily mean. It's girl, the clash of the titans, bitch. And so I
Hell, we
think
love
that's
to
the
see
nuance.
it. We love to see it not just when it's girls, honey. You gotta keep that in mind, honey. We love to see it when it's niggas too. And in many cases we call it rat beefs, honey. In some cases we call it political debates. But
Yeah.
but no shade, yeah, we live for a read. And I think to me, your definition of a mean girl makes more sense to me. A mean girl is a bully. A mean girl is somebody who's fucking with people that ain't bothering nobody. And I guess that's what I do put Tamar in that category. Because I've
In
seen
certain
many
situations.
instances of her bothering people that wasn't fucking thinking about her. You know what I mean? In the instance of Dominique versus Lena, um, technically, if we going by you fucking with somebody who ain't bothering you, Dominique was wrong in that, in that situation. Dominique was wrong in that situation. However, we know Lena to historically have a mean girl reputation, and in some cases, we have even seen this on camera.
Wait. Why you think she was wrong, Dominique?
Well, it's the whole conversation started with Dominique airing it out. It was I posted it in my video, but it started with Dominique did this video. It was
Responding
like
to a comment.
random,
Yeah.
random thought. No, it was like it started with her saying random thought. And she was just essentially saying that Lena unfollowed her before she could unfollow Lena. She said that she said that she
But
had went
that's
to
not shady, that's the truth.
That's messy to say that publicly online. I think, but again, it's nuance to that. Because Lena is historically known to be a mean girl. Now, if this was Dominique saying that about Janelle Monet or somebody like that, somebody who really never bothers nobody, that's something different. But Lena being somebody who's known to be a bitch, and again, we've even seen this on camera, um, in multiple occasions, and yeah, I think it's a whole different thing. You know, Lena has a reputation of most people meeting her in person not liking her versus Dominique having a completely different reputation of most people meeting her in real life liking her. I think that is nuance that matters when it comes to those two. Um I think it gets foggy because I think a lot of us have some mean girl in us. I'm the type of person, for example, I take on that mean girl title, but I know genuinely it's never me. Because to me, mean girl means mean spirited, means going out with the intention to hurt other people. And for me, that's never overall the goal. But there are cases where some people I do want to hurt their fucking feelings. I do go out intentionally to hurt them. And in those cases, I feel like those people deserve it. Um, so yeah, so ultimately I think we all got some mean girl in us, and I it's something I think about a lot. Myself as far as balancing it. I try to put out more good energy, or at least just as much good energy out as much as mean girl energy, because a lot of what I do online right now is reading people. Um, and it is what it is.
I don't think I want to accept that for myself. I don't think I have what my definition of a mean girl is. Can I read? Will I read? Absolutely. And will I go for the jugular? Absolutely. But I don't ever just come after somebody for no reason. If I'm reading somebody, it is
Me
because
either.
they have come after me. I'm never just bullying somebody because I think they are brick or I'm never doing that. Anytime I have ever been on in any kind of online beef, it's because somebody has came to me and now, oh, we in a recession, so let's go. That's just what it
Yeah.
is.
But for me, it's I guess the nuance. It's the same with me. Like I'm never just gonna go out and intentionally try to hurt somebody's feelings who I don't know. But there are times that I report on people and it could be perceived as reading. There are times that I report on people and they don't like it. And for me, that's usually where my disagreements come in. In some cases, people didn't want me to report on them at all.
Yes.
And in some cases, people didn't like exactly what I had to say. Or yeah.
Now, if that's now, I get that. Like, if you think that I shouldn't be talking about it, you think I shouldn't have an opinion, you don't like my opinion, you don't. I don't consider that me being a mean girl. Girl, I talk about whatever is hot in the streets in what I'm talking in on my platform, whatever I think is hot, and so I have an opinion of shit. I'm talking about if I'm reading you or making negative remarks about you. I don't feel like that's necessarily me being mean. It's my opinion of the situation and my opinion of you in the situation. I'm never saying something. Oh, I don't want to say never, but if I think you're ugly, I think you ugly, bitch. If I think you ugly, and we're talking about, and everybody is talking about beauty, and the concept is beauty, then let's take let's take Lena for example. So Lena is somebody who I think is exceptionally beautiful, but when she says I'm a supermodel, I don't know if my definition of supermodel is her definition of supermodel. Do you see what I'm saying? I think we
Yeah,
have different. I think
yeah,
we have
I
different.
think that's where I think that's where she lost everybody. I think that's where she had lost everybody and it gave Lost in the Delusion.
Yeah, I don't necessarily consider her a supermodel. Do I consider her a model? Do I think of her as a groundbreaking trans model? Yes, I think that situation she did with Sports Illustrated was groundbreaking. She's like the Tyra Banks of our of the trans community. Tyra Banks was the first black woman on Sports Illustrated, and she's the first trans woman on Sports Illustrated. I thought that was that's groundbreaking. Nobody can take that away from you, but who I consider a supermodel is gonna be like Alexis Constantine, like the trans girl who is walking for Schiaparelli, the trans girl who's walking for Chanel, the trans girl that because she is doing that. And we can talk about privilege and she's a white trans woman, so we can talk about privilege in that way. But that is what I consider, uh, Anoke, what's her last name? The pretty dark skinned
Hmm.
girl. I
Hmm.
consider those supermodels the ones that walk runways and have campaigns and endorsements, and we see them all the time. Those are super that came from something. We talk about Naomi, Chrissy Turlington, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista. Those is what I consider supermodels. And even today, I just named the other ones, that's what I consider supermodel. So I don't know if the supermodel, what I define as supermodel, maybe we all have a different definition. Now, that's my opinion. I don't think I'm being shady when I say that, but she might.
Hmm.
She might because
I'm sure she would.
I don't consider it shady. It's just my opinion of what I see in regards to your career. I mean, I would never say I don't know who Lena is. Would never say
Mhm.
that. I know who she is, but the biggest thing that I think that I know that she's done, maybe I don't know it enough. But the biggest thing was the Sports Illustrated, and that is amazing. But for to me, for you to be a supermodel, it has to be multiple things, and I haven't, and multiple things even bigger than that, and so I haven't seen that. So that's my example of maybe she could think that that would be a mean girl statement, but my intention is not to bully her or to downplay what she has done already, but
Mhm.
she could think that, and so I guess sometimes that is the that's kind of like the gray area where you could be saying something that you don't intentionally mean to be shady, but they could take it as shady. And so I could see myself in that situation, but I'm not going to stop sharing my opinion. I'm going to still, I'm somebody who I can deal with any consequences that come. But I share my opinion. And so if you don't like my opinion, I don't consider myself a mean girl by sharing my opinion unless I'm intentionally being shady to you on purpose. But if I'm being honest about my opinion of you, opinion of your looks, opinion of whatever we're discussing, then I don't think that's mean girl. I think that just you just disagree with me and you feel some kind of way about it.
Yeah, I take it.
Anyway, let us know what y'all think about. What's your definition of mean girl? What y'all think about these scenarios that we talked about in regards to people being mean girls and how it kind of shows up in entertainment and in your own life? What is your history of mean girls? Do you have a mean girl in your history as far as like in high school, in college, blah 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 blah? Were you a mean girl? How do you define that? Let us know. Hashtag Marsha's Plate.
Hashtag MARSHASPLATE. I don't know if y'all heard about y'all boy Roland Martin. Now, y'all know who Roland Martin is, the political pundit. He got his own YouTube channel that is very popular. He's very involved in the political scene, used to be on CNN, and he's been a journalist that has reported on other mainstream news stations, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. I don't know if y'all heard, but allegedly there are some sex tapes and or pornographic pictures of Roland Martin having interactions with his alleged sex worker friend, Shakola. Allegedly, Shakola has been circulating these photos and or videos, and Shakola has allegedly reported them to Tasha K. Tasha K has reported on it. You know, it's a whole bunch of allegedlys when Tasha K is the source, because Tasha K is most infamous for being an unreliable source. Anyway, it's a lot of other people that are starting to pick up the story. More reputable people starting to pick up the story, saying that they have received the videos and pictures as well. And you also have Tasha K alleging that Roland Martin's team has confirmed that the picture and or video are real. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because, you know, we're not too surprised for any freaky damn body to be having exposed sex tapes and leaks and stuff. You know, at this point, girl, everybody got, all the celebrities got at least one nude out, bitch. Honey, it's like, you know, that's like in order to get inducted into mainstream, bitch, you got to have at least one nude leaked, girl, honey, especially to be a goddamn politician. But anyway,
I ain't seen Obama meet. I'm trying to see that.
honey, and you better trust to believe we ain't going to see that, because if we was going to see that, we would have already seen that before he became the president, because them crackers would have surely whipped that thing going out, honey. Baby, who was he running against, honey? Mitch McConnell, who was he running against? McLean, who was he? Honey, all them crackers would have pulled that shit out. But anyway, Roland allegedly, you know, his stuff is making a little razzle dazzle, and the whispers are a little more excited in the background. And Tasha K, with her messy ass, is on the story in particular because allegedly there is visual of Roland being penetrated anally by Shakola.
Wow.
Tasha K alleges
Are we
that
talking
with,
about pegged or fingered?
I'm ready to break it down for you. Tasha K says that she cannot disseminate, she cannot post right now. She's looking into the legalities, but she cannot post the footage and or photos for us because that would be illegal, disseminating revenge porn and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, Tasha is alleging that with Shakola's two fingers, she was digitally penetrating Roland anally, in his rectum. Yeah, she was up in there trying to hit prostates or something with them fingers as she was masturbating Roland Roland's genitalia. And another little whisper.
A woman
Um,
after my own heart. I love
Baby, honey,
that technique.
the only difference between me and Shakola is that my meat would have been in there, honey. I would have been slaying the trick. Um, yeah, because we not doing a whole bunch with my fingers, honey. If so, I'd be ready to put a condom on the motherfuckers. I didn't hear that Shakola had condom on her finger. Anyway, another thing that a couple of other things that are standing out in these alleged reports is that Roland also likes to wear leopard thongs, and that
I can see
his
that.
and that he might be suffering from micro penis, which is not a shock to me.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see both. I can see all three. So my question to you, Diamond, is, and to everybody listening, do y'all think that if this is true, I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised at all if at some point Tasha K finds a way to leak or expose the footage and or photos. But my question to y'all, if this is true, or even just with these rumors, do y'all think that this will have a negative impact on Roland's career and his reputation as a journalist? And I
Um,
specifically wanted, I shout out to Jay. I specifically wanted to talk about Roland because of Jay, because Jay has brought Roland up on this platform before, and Diamond and I,
Jay is
yeah, and Diamond and I have both rebutted against using Roland as a moral authority. So I just wanted to make sure that any salacious news on Roland that we discussed over here.
um, first of all, let me say this. In order for you know how your wife, when you marry when a man is married to a
Oh,
woman.
that's the other factor, Diamond. If this is true, he was married when it happened.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Um, uh, you know how when a man is married to a woman and there's a saying that it's cheaper to keep her. And the implication is like, yo, just stay with your wife, cause honey, when she leave your ass, honey, she gonna take all your coins, or you gotta pay for a divorce, or you gotta da 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 da. It's cheaper to keep her. I think I think that about your favorite sex worker too. I'm like that if she's been your sex worker for so long and you love it, I think it is advantageous for you to make sure that she is well taken care of, for you not to ruffle any feathers because they know what's going on and you can open up a can of worms that you don't want open up because clearly Roland Martin got money. And if you a sex worker, a bitch want to keep access to that money. So if some shit clearly has went down to where you have crossed her, if she's going to mud duck of media to expose and talk about stuff, if she's going over there, that means something has happened between y'all to where you playing in her face and she gotta expose you. Now the gain is,
Oh, bitch, hold on. We're not gonna slide past that. I just caught Mud Duck Media, bitch.
I
Okay,
mean,
let's get back to the story, girl. Oh God, she's falling, bitch.
so because of that, I feel like you must have did something wrong because I don't know no sex worker that's fucking up that kind of purse. You either done cut her off or you done something shady that really wore her out, and usually has something to do with cut her off. You didn't do what she needed you to do, and so if she's coming out with your teeth, there's a reason why she's coming out. Because who mess up that kind of bag? And so if the bag is you don't either replace her because she done got older, because whatever, because niggas will do that. They've been your trick for years and years and years, and then they replace you with a younger model. You done either did that, it's something shady. And so it's baby, sometimes it's cheaper to keep her. And so I want to say that. Just
Honey, especially and to add spice on it, you especially don't fuck up no relationship with no hoe that got you on camera, motherfucker.
that part.
Do you think this will affect his audience though? Because you know he has people like us are very open minded. We wouldn't give a fuck if our favorite male celebrity is getting finger bitch. Depending on the celebrity, we might have wished that we was the one penetrating. However, Roland Martin has a more conservative black crowd. Yes, it's considered black liberal, but compared to our form of liberation, they are black yet still conservative. A lot of Christians, um, a lot of other devout religious people, whether they Muslim, Seventh Day Adventists, whatever.
You know what? I actually don't. I think in this scenario of what you described, if it's just honey him getting jacked off and fingered, I feel like that is so common. I feel like that it's kind of like when Dwayne Wade revealed that Gabrielle Union was eating that ass. I feel like enough
Right.
motherfuckers get their ass ate that it ain't gonna be that big of a motherfucking deal. I think that if the video is of her dicking him down with a big strap on and he's bent over doggy style, I think that would be a little more shocking than a nigga get his booty played with while she jacking him off. I actually think that that is super, super normal. And maybe it's my bias as somebody who is an ex-sex worker. Well, I feel uncomfortable saying ex-sex worker. I haven't advertised as a sex worker and I haven't had no clients in a minute. But honey, if somebody offered me some coins, I'm taking it. And that's just what it is. So I hate to say ex. I'm not
As somebody who has done sex work.
yeah, yeah, I'm not an active sex worker, but honey, if some coins come my way, I'm gonna get them. So, because it starts to feel like I'm trying to separate myself from sex workers, and I
I
don't
can
want to.
I,
I
I
don't want to separate
understand. You
myself.
have no shame. You have no
Yeah,
shame in history and sex work. Right.
no, not at all. So I don't. I've done that in my work life as far as sex work, and I've done that in my personal life where I am niggas like they ass play with. There's shit going on back there that feel good. Niggas like it, they're just what it is. And it don't necessarily have nothing to do with sexual orientation. It's about this is a physical part of your body that has tons of nerve endings and connections to your genitalia and connection to different all kind of honey nerve synapses going on back there, prostate,
I
all that
think
kind
it's
of stuff.
I think it's also something in the fact that you and I are trans women. And even though we're still women, even though we're still femme, even though we still have female secondary sex characteristics, we know for a fact that there are guys who will let cis women do things to their ass that they're not going to let nobody with a penis do.
We know facts. We know that we experienced that, and we have met people who are actually straight. I know everybody want to act like, oh, everybody is DL and da 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 da, but there are men who are actually straight who still like to be fully physically stimulated, and and their ass play is a part of that. And they have no attraction to men. They don't want to be with nobody with a penis. They want to be quote unquote straight, but they still want their full body experience of sexual pleasure, and that will include anal play. And so I think if the video or pictures only show that, I don't think that that is going to be a big deal. I don't think I now, like I said, if he was with a man, if he was with, even if she is pegging him, slaying him down. First of all, this I am absolutely disgusted. Pause to be discussed. For me to
You know, you
visualize
know, you don't like the idea of Roland Martin, Mr. Potato Head shaped ass, being up in the air.
I don't like any idea of visualizing Roland Martin in any sexual position at all. He is absolutely disgusting to me. But Is that me being a mean girl? Anyway.
Yes. You are definitely bullying Roland Martin, bitch.
But I find it to be absolutely disgusting. I don't want to visualize it at all. But I feel like if somebody saw Roland Martin doggy style bent over and she's behind him slaying them cakes with a black dildo and with the chains on it that got it attached with her strap attached, I feel like that would kind of go over the edge to some people and be like, oh nah, my nigga. And that position is submissive and that it feels like that would be a little over the line, I think. But I think just you getting jacked off and getting your booty hole played with, I don't think that is over the line. I don't think.
I don't think that this is going to drastically change his audience. I don't think that this is going to drastically change his numbers or his analytics. But realistically, growing up, being around, living my entire life in the company of cisgender Black people, um, I think that there are definitely going to be people who look at him differently. I think that he has lost respect from some people, women and men. I think that there will be people who start to unsubscribe because they don't want people to know that they watch Roland Martin. I think there's going to be people who will be less likely to reference him. Um, I think it's going to have a impact, but not a huge impact. I think it's going to be an impact that he's definitely going to feel and notice, but not a huge impact on him his viewership overall. And I think it is going to impact his legacy as well because realistically Roland Martin is somebody who has represented himself at times as a moral authority. And you cheating on your wife with sex workers that's penetrating you anally, that is it is heterosexual if when you are doing it with a woman, however, a cisgender woman. However, it is still very homo adjacent activity.
And it's
I
still immoral. You cheating on your wife.
Yes, yes, that's still considered sodomy in those old laws, honey. But no, real talk. All jokes aside, Roland Martin has represented himself as a moral authority. Roland Martin has given platform to and promoted the voices of people who were transphobic and homophobic. I personally haven't seen or heard Roland Martin saying anything egregiously homophobic or transphobic, but I also haven't looked for it. So stay tuned because I might find something. But I do know for fact, and I have called him out before for giving platform to blatant, egregious, outrageous transphobes and homophobes. Like the lady who was disbarred, who went on that whole rant supporting the DL Whisperer and going against T.S. Madison, the former lawyer. I called him out and asked him to speak on why the fuck is she there? She don't even have her law standing anymore. She don't even have her standing anymore. Like you couldn't find another nigga. You couldn't find no nigga with a law degree to be on your platform. Nobody who was still barred, a barred attorney. Anyway, yeah, I think it will affect him slightly. Um, but overall, I want him to keep this in mind. If this has happened, I believe this is karma. Everything happens for a reason. And again, Roland, you indulging in too much homo adjacent activity for you to be against anything LGBTQ. I just want you to remember that. I want you to keep that in mind. When you supporting people who look down on the gays or talk bad about the gays, have a negative view of the gays, I want you to remember that a lot of them are just trying to do the same thing you're trying to do. Enjoy a prostate massage.
Girl, in this.
You got any you got any further thoughts, Diamond?
No.
Child, what do y'all think about this whole Roland Martin scene, honey? Do y'all believe it's true? Honey, do y'all think that Tasha K might have got one story right? Let us know and make sure you hashtag Marsha's Plate. That's hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
Okay, girl, with some shit done hit the fan Sunday
Oh
yesterday.
my God.
Speaking of sodomy.
Girl.
So, the reality television personality, trans woman Sidney Starr was arrested in Hampsville, Georgia on Sunday. Hampsville police confirmed the case has been handed over to the district prosecutors while additional details remain withheld because they have to protect the minor. So we don't know. This is what we know so far. So she goes, of course, she goes. Her legal name is Sydney Favors, and she goes by Sydney Starr, of course. But they were at the Embassy Suites, and she was taking custody from the hotel, the 1400 block of International Boulevard. The police charged her with sodomy, sexually battery against a child between 16 years old. And as a result of the investigation, she's still in jail. What we don't know is specific details surrounding the allegations. They have not been made public, so we don't know the scenario, the relationship of the person. All we know is the age of the person that's involved, and this all resulted in an investigation. Um, and so, yeah, if you don't know who Sydney Starr is, Sydney Starr is the trans girl. She kind of came to fame exposing Chingy for being with her as a trans woman, and then years later, I hate to say, I will never say, that she ruined his career, honey. I don't like that. I don't like that idea because his career was already going down in the dumps. But anyway, she comes out later and revealed that she was lying. And so she is an infamous trans woman. I consider her an infamous trans woman, and I also consider her a bad representation for us as a community. I also consider her to be
A damn fool, bitch.
kind of slow, kind of unintelligent. I feel like she's kind of touched a little bit. So I every time she is given a platform like on Breakfast Club or anytime I see her being interviewed, it always gives me a little slow. So I'm always kind of like, oh my God, like I'm always cringing. And so she has been booked for child molesting and sodomy charges. First of all, who still got sodomy charges on the laws on the books other than to be homophobic? But anyway, that's another conversation. So, what are your thoughts on Sidney Starr being booked for molesting a child?
So many thoughts. So many thoughts, so little time. So let me just start throwing them out. Um, Thought number one, on top of everything you've read, I heard the allegations that the child was 14. Um, we don't know for sure because again they're being protected. We do know that in the filings and in the charges they were identified as a child under 16, but there's also another law for molesting children under 13. So realistically that person could be anywhere between 14 and 16. Um, Also heard that, just to add more context, also heard that this happened in a hotel. It's being alleged that this altercation occurred in a hotel. Knowing what, and again, it's all allegations. Charges are still allegations. You know. Bree, oh yeah, of course, you trying to defend the other black trans woman. First and foremost, if you don't know my stance on Sidney Starr, let me make it very clear as the mother of the House of Starr, she is no relation. I've been told y'all she was no relation, has never been any relation. I have no dog in this fight. Trust me. baby, I feel like Sidney is a whole entire fool. Y'all know Sidney fucking Starr. Honey, y'all know her ass, Sydney Favors, honey, baddies. She was the tranny on baddies that they had kicked off of baddies because they was tired of whipping her ass. And then she had went on the even more low budget network and they started whipping her ass over there.
On
But
Zeus.
then they was letting other trannies whip her ass. No, that was when she went under Zeus. She was on Zeus and the cisgender women was whipping her ass. And then she went on Now That's TV and other trans women started whipping her ass, whipping up on her. Um, honey, and y'all know that that's the network where the black and Latina trans women is still over there whipping up on each other's ass, right? Um,
Oh, she
so
was on
Sydney is,
Love and Hip Hop too, right?
I think she was on, might have been on Love and Hip Hop for a season six, but also, I mean, overall, Sidney Starr, I agree, is not a good positive representation of trans women, of Black people. She is somebody who I have no problem throwing under the bus. Um, but again, these are allegations for right now. I mean, it's very possible. It is a possibility, not saying that this is what happens, but it is a possibility that this could have been a sex work situation. Um, and it was an underage person coming to receive sex work services. Believe it or not, that does happen. But still, even if that is the case, I make no excuse for Sydney interacting with somebody, especially if they appear to be a child, regardless of how old they said they were, especially without making them show identification or something. But with me saying that, it is possible that is what happened. It is possible that the altercation could have occurred because Sydney turned this person down for sex work services, and them being a child, especially a child that would have money to pay for sex work services, might not have reacted well, especially a child who risks being caught with a trans woman being exposed, all of those things. So there's a lot of possibilities. These children have always been more advanced than we've given them credit for, but now these children have a lot of access, not putting the responsibility on the child. Because again, for me, it's if you look too young, I'm not interested whether you got ID or not. Um, but we don't know the full story actually. And like Diamond mentioned earlier, with this being a jurisdiction that still has sodomy laws, is that's don't have the time to break down the whole history of sodomy laws right now, but ultimately it's based on homophobia, and it was a way to criminalize homosexuals. It was a way to criminalize LGBTQ plus people. And with that being said, it makes it even more possibility that this could be a situation where nobody was actually molested, but because they know Sydney is a trans woman, it could have been a factor. It's also possible that Sydney has lowered her standards even more in the public eye, and she is possibly a sex offender, a pedophile, a predator, a child abuser. But she has done sex work, and we've seen her. Well, I've seen her on video doing sex work, and she never had no dick, even when it was technically one there. It was given micro penis. Um, but I thought she got a vagina. Did she get a? Didn't she get a?
That was a
She.
lie.
Oh, that was a lie. The bitch ain't never getting.
That was a
Oh God,
lie. She
she
has the
said.
OnlyFans and stuff where she be topping people and be fucking the trade. So let me say this, and I listen. If we don't know the details, I'm anything but inconsistent. As I said with the Dominique situation, I am never going to trust the state. I'm never going to trust the state first. I want to hear what is going
I'm glad
on.
that she really topping people, girl. And I mean, because she just blatantly lies publicly saying she about him. The only porn I've ever seen with her was her with the boy Tricky from the Zeus show Bobby Purr. The boy with all the skinny boy with all the tattoos in the dress. And she be on there topping people and be lying talking about she want a pussy every time she's in public.
So listen. So I'm never going to believe the state. I need more details. I need more details of what's going on. I need more details of what happened. I need more details of what's going on. And I want to hear them before I make any judgment. Just like I said with Dominique, I want to hear what the trans woman got to say. I want to see the details that the court revealed. I want to see the details of the investigation before I have an opinion, because in this time of people wanting to create anti-trans rhetoric, I want the details. If it comes out, if the details come out that she is out here, she knew this boy's age and she's out here being a predator, I want her to be under the jail. I want her to be in jail. I want her to be held accountable. No kind of leeway, no kind of leniency. Because you out here playing not only on your own head, but on the rest of our heads, because we know what the fuck is happening in this culture and how that will reflect on all of us. We have what's his name? The one that was in prison, not in prison, in jail because he was stalking Madison and Dominique, DL Whisperer. I seen a video he put out about it, talking about this is how they do, this is who they are, this is how most of them think. And so, Sidney Starr, you know that this is a type of shit that's gonna make all of us look bad. And if you was out here on that fucking bullshit, you need to be thrown under the jail. That's
And
what it
that's the
is.
problem, bitch, because we know she ain't never gave a fuck about how she makes people look. She ain't never gave a fuck about how she makes trans women look. She ain't never gave a fuck about how she make black people look. She ain't never gave a fuck how she makes her family look.
So initially, I have a lot of questions. I have some real questions that I have is, of course, did she know the age? You get what I'm saying? Did he lie by his age? Or was she just being hungry for a dick hungry pedo? Like, I want to know, what's that tea? Was he a trick or was he a freebie? Who uncovered the relationship and got the investigation started? How did they meet? I want to know all the details in regards to that. Those are some real questions that I want to know about the details of the case. Some shady questions I want to ask is, what is Darius and Ray J doing to support her? And will Tasha K contribute to the GoFundMe that I'm sure that the passable pretty girls are going to create for her to get her out of jail, just like the anti-trans fish did for DL Whisperer? Like, I want to, are the people going to support her in whatever way that they can support? Is the people who put her on a platform. Remember when she shadily went and got interviewed by Tasha K, even though she was beefing with Madison and was over there in the enemy's territory just to get attention? Are those people who she was helping, who she was over there rubbing elbows with, are they gonna help her now that she's in this shit? Or are they gonna just report on the news like she's a shady, disgusting pedophile tranny? What are they gonna do for you, girl? I want to hear. I want to see those. I want to see what the people who have used her for entertainment purposes and click views. I want to know how they're gonna help you, because I always thought it was shady that she was over there hobnobbing with them, and you supposed to be friends with Madison. I thought that was shady. So I want to see how those girls are helping. Last but
Girl,
not least,
you know she literally just got back on Zeus. She just got back. She was just aired last night helping to co-host the damn Bad Boys reunion, starting trouble with the Butch Queens.
mm-hmm. I know she could have been hoeing. This was at a hotel, an embassy suite. Girl, who stays at an embassy suite? But maybe that's classes of me. But I know she was hoeing. Clearly, something going on. You at an embassy suite. And did she get busted by a trick? Did and it was the trick underage and she didn't know he was underage, because that is possible. That, like, niggas can be taller. She's not a big girl. She's short. She's a dude could be 6'2", six with a beard, you know, and using his fucking McDonald's money to come trick on you because he's seen your ad and you famous Sidney Starr, and he knows that if he tell you he want to try a trans woman, and he know, now mind you, she doesn't know any of it, but this is the scenario and this is how she can get caught up. I have heard that happening. And so I want to know these details. Did she get caught up in a sting? And I want to know, is Breakfast Club going to bring her back so she can discuss her case and clear her name if she does get bailed out?
I think you know the answer to all of your shady questions. And I think you know that the girls is ready to throw Sydney away. And I just want to remind all the girls who call me a mean girl, I want to remind y'all that I have been warning y'all and I have been told y'all that I don't like Sydney um, because she does a huge disservice to the community. Told you so.
Have you seen her mugshot? The mugshot is giving. She looks like NLE Chopper and Jules. She looked like a cross between Jules, Shalon Shun, and NLE Chopper.
She look
But work, work. You are a baddie. Now you'll be a baddie in prison.
I
I
wonder
know
if Libby Pepper Wings and Natalie going to get her out of jail so that they could do a special like they did with Orlando Brown.
lemon pepper wings. Who's that?
That's
Kaya.
the founder CEO of Zeus.
Oh, I thought Kaya was lemon pepper wings. Didn't she get lemon pepper wings in 2,500?
No, you know Kaya ain't even got enough money to repaint that fucking barn she be recording in, and you think that she's gonna help somebody do any motherfucking thing.
No, I want to hear from Chinky.
Speaking of Chinky, because you didn't hint it around, and I don't want you to think that I didn't catch the motherfucking set. Do you really think that she had a set with Chingy or no? Do you think that she lied twice? Do you think that she told the truth when she said that she fucked them, but lied when she said she didn't to try and keep her standing, or maybe as a behind the scenes thing? Do you think she really fucked Chingy or not?
No.
You know.
No, I think she was lying because during that time it was like, oh my God, hype, and you could go viral in those moments. It was world star. It was like, yo, she did her thing, and she just was too dumb to capitalize on it. And then once, I don't know why she could have took that to her grave, but she came out and said, yeah, I was lying, my bad. I guess she
Yeah,
felt some kind of guilt.
honey, she that was a lie that she should have stuck beside, honey. She should have stuck beside because more people would have respected her. Just being a bitch who exposed the DL nigga versus being a bitch who lied about exposing the DL nigga.
Yeah, you lying about it, girl. That's tired. That once again,
All this trade that you done had out here, you gonna lie on this nigga?
girl. Anyway, let us know what y'all think about Pedo Star. That's gonna be her name now.
Oh, no. Sydney the sex offender. We is not
You don't want to
Sydney.
give it start.
As mother at a house of star, we cannot do that. Mm-mm.
Creepy star.
Honey, Sydney the RSO, honey. Oh, I got another question, bitch. Honey, since she ain't got no that since she lied about having a damn coochie, why is her paperwork still saying fucking male? Does she not even have a gender marker change?
Girl, I mind my business. I mind my
So
business.
you done got all this motherfucking surgery to still show your ID at the club and it say male.
Ain't that what speaking of back to the mean girl, ain't that what Dominique said? I know you ain't got your name, still ain't got your
Uh-huh. She
name
said
unchanged.
it's earned. She said it's earned and some And some Latino last name, honey. I'm still trying to figure out why the girl got a Latino last name and she was speaking Spanish in the video, but claims she Filipina.
I don't know, child.
It sound like it might be a whole lot of line going over on that set too.
I don't know. I don't know, child. I don't know what's going on, but let us know what y'all think about Sidney Starr being busted in the hotel with with the minor. We do not condone that at all, but we also know that we don't have all the details and we want to hear all the nuances before we make full judgment. But because, she's been in foolish shenanigans, it's looking like the girl done went down for being a pedo. So, what y'all think? Hashtag Marsha's Plate.
Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme you. It's a feeling and a high you never come down from. Whoa.
All right, Bree, what is bringing you euphoria this week?
Child, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna in this moment, honey. All this tea is bringing me euphoria, and this is gonna sound very superficial, but y'all know I have to be honest with y'all because y'all LGBTQs out here doing a whole bunch of shit. Y'all already know that it equals dollars. It equals dollars and cents for a bitch like me. And I was already feeling euphoria before we got here because, as I had told y'all before, it felt like I have a real job with the way that YouTube has set up my shit now, honey. So, I was already feeling euphoria from the fact that a lot of y'all have been coming and supporting my YouTube channel lately. I think that I found my niche and I think that I understand what y'all want from me and what y'all want to see on the channel. And I'm just grateful for everybody coming out to support. And of course, this lends to financial security, more financial security for me, and which lends to improving my mental health, which lends to me again being as much of an asset as possible to my community. So yeah, even though mess is helping me make money, I've always been somebody who's used my money and given it back to my people. And I'm excited to be back on another social media journey, building a platform and taking it serious. Because for a long time I hadn't been taking nothing serious but Marsha's Plate. After being disappointed with TikTok and that whole situation. But yeah, I'm excited to be back on this journey and I'm looking forward to fulfilling some of my goals. And I'm looking forward to get to a place to be able to hire a team and we do a whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. What about you? What's bringing you euphoria?
Um, this yesterday, House of Dragon ended with a fire ass scene that I thought was funny as hell. So one of the characters, Aegon, he the king. He's supposed to be the king, but he done been burnt up by his brother, and he been, you know, wandering through the wilderness with another cripple. That's what they call it in the show. Another cripple, and he just done had a hard time because it done humbled him because he got to live like a pauper and poor, and he was always an asshole, arrogant motherfucker. I still don't like him as a person, but the scene, so him and his brother burned him and his dragon down to the ground. So they assume that he is either dead or and he had to run away because once his brother seen that he actually didn't kill him, he just burned him real bad. He actually was trying to kill him so his brother could become the king. Anyway, he's been he's been wandering and blah 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 blah. So this week, he gets tired of wandering. He was like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna motherfucking die as a king. I'm not gonna be scared. I'm gonna motherfucking just face up to these motherfucking people. And if they come and try to wear me out, I'm going to wear them out. So he, by himself, with his little person, found himself trapped in the forest area with the army that were trying to chase him, and finally found him. And he like, yo, I might as well tell him who I am. And he sit there and telling them, and he says his name. He was like, if they're gonna kill me, I'm still gonna be the king of the Andals and blah 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 blah. So he give this whole little speech. And in this moment, his dragon, who everybody thought was dead, comes up from behind him, and he turns around, and the dragon is burnt up too. Because remember, he burnt up him and the dragon, his brother did. And he says, oh my God, Sunfire. His whole dragon done came back to life and is there with him. And he says Dracarys, and we know Dracarys is one of them words that it can be used. Remember when Miss Sandra got her head cut off, and she said before, and what you call it, told her to use her last words, and she said Dracarys, cause bitch, burn this motherfucker down, Danny, burn it down. It's the Dracarys is one of them moments that when you say the words, it can be, even when, remember when Danny had the dude tricked him into giving her the little thing to control the Unsullied, and he had the baby dragon in the air, and he was like, she was like, I actually speak old Valyrian, and she said Dracarys, and the baby dragon burnt the man up. Oh, Dracarys is one of them words in the series that is just one of them words that's like, oh, if you deliver it right, it's sickening. And in this moment, Sunfire comes back alive, and he burns, and he says Dracarys, and he burns the whole army up, and now it changes the whole scenario because he got his dragon back. And it's just sickening. Is the finale is next week. And that moment where he's laughing at them being burnt, while I don't like him as a person, it's just that moment with him it's kind of like his Phoenix moment. I'm coming back to my position, and I'm burning these motherfuckers up, and my dragon come at the same time, and boom, bam. And I think it's a dope scene, and he's laughing while Sunfire is burning him up, and it's so sickening. I loved it. It gave me euphoria. I love it. So let us know what is bringing y'all euphoria this week. And, anything that's bringing you joy, anything that's bringing you any smidget of happiness in this crazy ass world, make sure you find it. Make sure you hone in on it and celebrate it. Let us know. Hashtag Marsha's Play, and we will see y'all next week.
I saw
Bye.
Well, that's it. Thank you for coming and getting a taste of Marsha's Plate. You can listen to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Make sure you leave a review because we really need those 5 stars, y'all.
And go like our Facebook page and leave some comments. We'll be posting exclusive content every Thursday, so you definitely don't want to miss out.
You can also follow us on Twitter and any other social media site at Marsha's Plate. If you'd like to donate or advertise with us, hit us up at diamondstylz@gmail.com. That's diamondstylz@gmail.com.
And that's it for us, y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You gonna say bye, Mia?
Oh, bye, y'all.
Every little thing's gonna be alright. Oh, don't you worry about a thing. Baby, it's gonna be